want you to know that I burned off my hair for this video just for you. I forgot how long my hair was and I was lighting the candle and I was setting up this nice wall decorations right here and was sniffing some burning hair. Yeah, so this video is for you, Pam. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is the pumpkin spice latte book tag, and I was tagged in this video by Pam over at the Paperback Biker, and I will link her video down below because she's actually the one that came up with this original tag, and her video is hilarious. Like, I was cracking up laughing while I was watching the whole thing, and I'm gonna be honest right now, like, my video is not gonna be that good. So definitely go check out her video and her channel because her channel is filled with lots of cool bookish videos. And let's just go ahead and get started with all these questions. So the first question is supposed to replicate how you feel about leggings in the fall. And that is, what book did you run out and pre-order or buy right away? Now this one was a little hard for me because I don't really go out and buy books or pre-order just regular books, but I am a huge fan of cookbooks. And so one of the cookbooks that I actually ran out and pre-ordered and just loved so much was the Keto Diet book by Leanne Vogel. This has been like my keto book Bible. Like, it literally, half of the book is filled with information on how to get started, how to do it for like a woman specifically, and then the other half is amazing recipes and lots of different meal plans. So I actually own 2 copies of this book and I have them lent out to my friends. I always go back to this book just because it's loaded with information, and I always recommend it to everybody that wants to start out on the keto diet because it just has so much information. You can find everything in that book. So if you are on the keto diet, let me just shamelessly plug all of my other videos into here, but I do make a lot of keto videos on my channel, so definitely check out all those other videos. But if you are a beginner, it's also great to get started with this book. Now, the second question is about Uggs, and it's about what book was not so great on the outside but is fantastic on the inside, because, you know, Uggs, they're not super good looking, but I've always wanted a pair because they look so cozy. And the book that I felt fit this question was Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover. I'm a huge Colleen Hoover fan. I feel like I say that in every single book video I do, but the cover just really wasn't doing it for me. There's not very many of her books that I do like the cover, but the stories inside are amazing. And for Maybe Someday, I just love this story. Her books are usually based on a love story, but they also have something to do with a real life situation. So in this book, one of the girls falls in love with a deaf guy who also creates music, and the story is just amazing and so real. So again, it's definitely one of my big recommendations to everybody. The third question is about an infinity scarf because they're so long and you can wrap them around you so much. So the question is, which book just went on forever and ever and never ended, or felt like it never ended? So I am not currently finished with this book, but I am trying to read The Shining for my book club and also for my TBR for October. And let me just tell you, I got to 18 pages the other day, and then last night I was doing a reading sprint and I got to 40 pages. And there's so many pages left and I'm just not feeling it. And I'm so intimidated by how big the book is and how I'm not being captivated into it. So I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna stick it out as much as I can. I don't know, maybe to 100 pages, maybe to 200. And if I don't like it by then, I'll give up. I don't know, but let me know if this book did this for you as well, because it is just, it's intimidating. Now, number 4 is about a sweater, which you normally will pull out and put at the top of your drawer. So which book is at the top of your TBR list? And I do have a lot at the top of my TBR list, but I do want to mention the Book of Essie because this also is in my October TBR video, which make sure you go check that out. I'll have it linked down below. But this book is about a reality TV show where the daughter becomes pregnant and they're trying to figure out what to do, whether to make that public, whether to hide it. And it just sounds like such an interesting book. It sounds like something that I haven't ever read before or heard the concept for, so definitely at the top of my list, and I cannot wait to read it. Now, question number 5 is about my favorite thing ever, a messy bun, and it was so hard for me to leave my hair down for this video. I did want to do a messy bun, but then at the same time, I didn't know if I wanted to do a messy bun. So my hair is down, but I do love messy buns. And this question is about which book was an easy, fluffy read. You could just read it. It was such a feel-good book. And that book for me is Fangirl. And I actually never would have thought I would have liked this book. I'm not a YA type of person, but this book was such a cute read. I read it back in the springtime and it was so easy. It was feel good. I just wanted more of that. Fangirl is about this girl that doesn't really get along with many people. She's kind of like an introvert, but she goes to college with her sister, and her sister's the opposite, is totally like going out to parties and having fun, and it's just about their story in college and just how the two sisters are different or the same, what happens in their lives, and it was just so cute. I just loved it. Number 6 is about glasses. I know Pam put sunglasses on in her video, but I can't wear sunglasses because obviously I need to see. So this question is a book that opened your eyes to something new. And I don't read a whole bunch of controversial books, but I will say that I read The Love Warrior back a couple of years ago, and I remember really loving it. It's about this lady and her actual like true story about dealing with addiction, and I could not believe, like, I gave this book 5 stars. I could not believe how much, like, it just really made me want to keep reading. Like, it was not boring at all. I just couldn't believe it. I almost, like, it made me feel like I was in her shoes. And I love when books do that, where you actually feel for the characters and you feel like you're there and you just have all the same like emotions as they do. So I highly recommend this book for everybody. Like, it was just amazing. I can't even explain like how great it was. It was just really good. What is fall without some fall makeup, which I love fall lipstick, by the way. It's my favorite. So number 7 is which book has beautiful color combinations on the cover. And this was hard for me because I pick my books pretty much by the covers. The book that I will pick that I haven't read yet was 1,000 Pieces of You. I've been wanting to read this book and the cover is just gorgeous. But the other book that I'm going to pick, because I actually have read it, is Close My Eyes. And there are 2 different covers for this one, but I like the cover that I have popped up on the screen the best. And this story was amazing. It was a 5-star story if you love psychological thrillers. Number 8 is about a manicure, and I don't get those, but I know a lot of you might get those for the fall. And it is a book that had a lot of staying power with you and is relevant for today, even though it might have been written years ago. And for me, that is some of my childhood books, and those are the Laura Ingalls Wilder series. I love these books so much. I've read the whole series multiple times in my life, and when I was a nanny a few years ago, I was even reading them to the little girl that I was nannying, and they're just, for me, they're just so relevant. Like, I love seeing how different things are from back then to now, how similar they are, and I just really love them. I'm gonna read them to my children. I just think that they should be read forever and ever and ever. Number 9 is a cute bag, and I just have my backpack bag. I definitely see lots of cute bags for the fall, and so this question relates to a book that you would carry in your bag and give out to anybody that you saw, like a book that you would recommend to lots of people. And that book is All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. This is still my all-time favorite book that I read this year, and pretty much of all time. It deals with infertility, so just a warning on that note, but I loved it so much because it was almost like a message to everybody else that hasn't dealt with infertility. Colleen Hoover just put things into words that I couldn't put into words. I deal with infertility, and I feel like people need to talk about it more often, and just from this point of view in the book, I just feel like people will open their eyes a little bit more about the situation. So if I could carry that book around with me and give it out to every single person I see, I would totally do that. Number 10 is your iPhone, or hopefully Android phone, because that's what I have, and I would show it to you right now, but I'm still filming with it. I'm a true YouTuber. So everyone's usually glued to their phone. So which book were you glued the most to and just could not put down? And for me, this is Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. I love this book, read it a couple years ago, and I sat down to start reading it and finished it just a couple hours later without getting up to do anything. It's a great psychological thriller, definitely B.A. Paris's best book so far. She has 3 books out and I rate it way better than the other ones. It does have to do with some forms of abuse and captivity, so just be wary when you're reading it, but it is definitely a great book to read if you are a lover of thrillers. And last but not least, but what would be a pumpkin spice latte tag without the pumpkin spice latte? And this question is a book that has food or drink on the cover. Now, like I said before, I'm a huge cookbook fan, so I'm going to pick Keto-tarian, and this is the newest cookbook that I got. It actually deals with a mostly plant-based keto way of living. So it has vegan, vegetarian, and pescatarian recipes in it. I am currently following the meal plan right now and doing weekly vlog videos with all the meals that are in it. So if you're a vegan or vegetarian or pescatarian and you maybe want to dabble in keto, or if you're already keto already and you just want to have a little bit more like veggie heavy recipes, then this book is definitely for you. The recipes are fantastic. I'm not going to say any more about it because you can check out my other videos. I'll have them linked down below where I talk about the book and also where I show you all of the meals. That's all for this video. I know I didn't do it as great a justice as Pam did, but it definitely was a fun video, and this was my first tag that I got tagged in, so yay for me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you did, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!